Welcome to your 5th class of this 8-part series for Yoga for Golfers. I like to call this one the Par series. The reason for that is it focuses on all the areas of the body used in the golf swing. You're going to need 2 blocks and a strap for today's class. Why don't we go ahead and get started? Go ahead and give those shoulders a little roll, a little shake. Let's start with the left hand today, just a shoulder height. And then turn and open to the left. Find your spot and come back to center. Good, and then switch sides. And center. Awesome. Make your way down onto your mat. So we're going to start on our stomachs today. We're going to start in what I call crocodile. So stack your hands one on top of each other. And then bring your forehead to rest on your hands. Big toes touch at the bottom of the mat, and then your heels follow to the sides. So just take a couple breaths here just to arrive. Now start to notice your belly pressing into the mat as you inhale. And everything softens, shoulders, back, sides of the body as you exhale. Now, imagine, I want you to focus on the side body, so your side ribs. So as you inhale, really try and draw the breath there, push the ribs out to the sides. Nice big deep breath. Go ahead and do that 3 more times. Waking up the intercostals, those little muscles between the ribs. So they too are involved in rotation and they can get tight sometimes. So this little breathing exercise on our bellies can just help loosen them up, wake them up. Good. So bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Bring your forehead down to the mat. So if the low back is not super happy today, keep the feet hip distance apart. Otherwise, slide your ankles together. And then I want you to hug your upper body with your arms. So pull the triceps into the body. And we're going to start with baby cobra today. So inhale, firm up the low belly, draw the shoulders down the back. And then exhale, just lift your head. Feel like you're lengthening, so not bending, but you're lengthening through the spine. And then exhale, lower. Let's do that again. So inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. So there's a tiny bit of pressure in the hands, but you should be able to just float your hands off the mat. Hold using your core here. So abs and low back. Good, and then exhale down. So last time, so inhale, prepare. And then exhale, lift and lengthen. And as you exhale down this time, push into your hands, pull your chest forward, pull the crown of the head to the top of the mat, lower all the way down. Good. Go ahead, push back into a child's pose. Grab your block. So you're going to take your block. You're going to land your forehead on the edge of the block. And then arms can reach out in regular child's pose. So try and get the edge of the block along the brow line. And then just gently roll your head from side to side using the edge of the block to massage all those little trigger points in your eyebrows. So arms, a little bend in them, so your forearms, wrists, and hands are supported by the floor. Nice little easy child's pose here. Just a couple more rolls each side. And if you find a trigger point, so that little spot where you're like, whoa, ow, maybe hang out there for a couple seconds and then work your way over to the other side. And then go ahead and lift up, take a seat. Let's do our neck rolls. So golf is that one sport where your body rotates around your neck. Pretty much every other sport, your head is moving. And of course, we have to look at that little white ball, keep our eye on the ball, and then the body turns. So the neck gets a lot of stress. So take a comfortable seat, either seated cross-legged, or you can stack a couple blocks. Close your eyes, bring your hands to rest on your thighs, and allow your chin to fall to your chest. And then inhale, roll your right ear to your right shoulder. And exhale, chin, chest. Let's keep going with this side. So inhale, right ear, right shoulder. And exhale, chin, chest. Do that 2 more times. Make sure you're sitting up nice and tall. Rolling the shoulders back and down. Good, and then switch sides. So we'll do 4 with the left ear to the left shoulder. So you see if you can go nice and slow, move with your breath. Good, and we'll finish with chin, chest. And then lift from the back of the head, stack your head on top of your shoulders, blink to open your eyes. And then inhale, shrug your shoulders up, shrug, 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 shrug. And then let them drop. Do that again, inhale, shrug. And drop. Good, last one, inhale, shrug up. And drop. Oh. Reach your left fingertips out to the side. Go ahead, gently grab your left ear with your right hand, and you're gonna coax your right ear to your right shoulder. So notice if this left shoulder rolled in, so roll it open and down the back, and then push the shoulder down to get a little deeper into the trap. Sometimes I feel this stretch actually all the way to my fingers. And then turn your head slightly. So like you're gonna sniff your armpit, take the gaze to the mat. And then release. And we'll go ahead and switch sides. So it's a slight overpressure. So you're not really tugging on your neck. There's all these little muscles in the neck and they can get really tight. So be gentle. And then turn your head slightly. Good, and then release. Back to center. So as you inhale, roll your shoulders forward and then up to your ears. And then exhale, down and back. Let's do that 2 more times. And make it kind of like this exaggerated motion. And then go ahead and change direction. So really focus on moving the shoulders and those trapezius and the left scap. Good. Do a little shake out. Okay, come to table. So hands and knees. And let's go ahead and do our cat-cow, but we're gonna break it up into 2 parts. So push the tops of your feet into the mat. Gaze is ahead of your fingers. And then you're just gonna arch your back. So keep your shoulders steady. And then tuck the tail. So curl the tailbone on. Go ahead and do that a couple more times. So just with the low back. So keep your shoulders and your mid and upper back steady. So not quite cat-cow yet. Good. So now let's do our, just work the upper body. So allow your chest to fall between your arms. So squeeze your shoulder blades together. And then press into the mat, pull your shoulder blades apart. So keep your hips steady. A couple more times. So the scapular isolation. Good. Now let's go into our cat-cow. So inhale, belly drops, head and chin lift. Exhale, round. I'm going to do that 2 more times. And notice how your body is moving, how your spine is moving. Are there any parts that feel stuck? This last time as you round up into cat, go ahead, stay here, breathe into those side ribs again. And then come back to neutral. Good. Tuck the toes, push the bum to the heels, and then lift the hips, downward facing dog. Start to pedal out your heels. And then quiet your feet, put a little bend in the knees as you push the chest to the thighs. Nod your head yes a few times. And shake your head no. Good. Soften the knees down to the floor. Grab your blocks. You're going to need both blocks. And then go ahead and step the left foot forward. So coming into this low lunge here. Push your left foot into the floor. Push your whole right shin and the top of the foot into the floor. And then take the right arm up. Lean over to the left. Good. Bring your hands to your blocks. Walk your left toes a little bit further forward and come into a low lunge. Gentle release as you inhale. And then exhale, sink forward and down. So chest stays lifted. Little release. Sink forward and hold. Option, keep the left hand on the block. Take that right arm back up, lean over to the left. Good. Bring your hands back to your blocks. Shift your hips back for half splits. So half split, we're trying to get into the hamstring here. So make sure that right hip is over the right knee. Maybe you need to walk those left toes forward and then flex the foot, bring the toes towards the shin. And maybe you can adjust the heights of the blocks here. The idea is you're folding over your left leg to really get into the hamstring here. Good. And then rebend into the left foot. Keep your right hand on the block. Using your left hand, grab your right ribs, rotate to the left. Take the left arm to the sky. So modified easy twist. Keep pushing your left foot into the floor. So try not to let that left knee fall open to the side. Good. Step back through table. Let's do a little cat-cow here. And then switch sides. So step your right foot forward. Blocks on their highest height. In your low lunge. Take the left arm up, push down through the right foot and the left shin as you lean over to the right. Good. Hands find your blocks. Walk those toes a little bit further forward as you sink forward and down into your low lunge. Gentle release. Sink forward. Last time. Sink forward and hold. Notice your posture here. The shoulders round in. Really focus on pulling the shoulders back and slide your shoulder blades down. Shift the hips back for half splits. So again, I have really long legs, so I always have to move that right leg forward so that I can get my left knee, hip over my left knee. Flex these right toes. So as long as you're feeling something through the back line of the right leg, that's what we're going for here. Good. Rebend into the right knee. Bring the block under your left hand. Take your right hand, grab your left ribs this time. Rotate, and then take the right arm up to the sky. Keep pushing down through the left shin and the right foot. Good. Come back to center. Make your way to table. Let's do one more cat-cow. And then tuck the toes, downward facing dog. Take the right leg to the sky. Bend the knee, bring the heel to the bum. So three-legged dog here. Let's just do some rotations with that right ankle. Let your right knee be the highest point on your body. Go ahead and change the rotation. Level off the hips. Kick the right leg long. And then exhale, knee to chest. Step the right foot between the hands. Firm up the low belly, lift the chest, crescent lunge. So think about pushing the back of this left thigh up. Sink down through the right leg. Drop the left heel, open up warrior two. Good. Inhale, straighten your right leg, reach your arms overhead. Exhale, warrior two. Inhale. And come back to warrior two. Last time, inhale, arms reach up, straighten both legs. Warrior two. Let's hold this one. Relax your shoulders. Think about pushing your feet into the floor and drawing your ankles together to turn the low body on. Bring the left hand to the thigh, take the right arm up, reverse warrior. Exhale, side angle, right elbow, right knee. Reach the left arm up, and then take the palm overhead. So think about one long line from the left ankle all the way out your left pinky. Bring the left hand down. Easy twist, so pop up onto those left toes. Take the right arm to the sky. Keep pushing down through the right foot. Bring the right hand down. Step back to plank pose. And then exhale, downward facing dog. Take the left leg to the sky. Bend the knee, bring the heel to the bum. Let's do some ankle rotations on this side. And then change direction. Good. Level off the hips. And then bring your knee to your chest. Step your left foot between your hands. Reach the arms up. Crescent lunge. So in your crescent lunge, pull the rib cage down, firm up the low belly. Try and get our pelvis to neutral here. If you're really tight through the hips, you can always put a little bend in that back knee to get these hips nice and level. Good, exhale. Warrior two. Straighten the front leg, reach your arms overhead. Warrior two, exhale. Inhale, arms reach up. Exhale. Last one. Good. So lots of little adjustments here in your warrior two. You can make this as easy or as hard as you want. Bring the right hand to the thigh, take the left arm up. Reverse. And then exhale into side angle. So left elbow, left knee. Open the chest. Take the right arm up first. Then reach overhead. So fingertips reach towards either the top of the mat. And then exhale, easy twist, right hand to the floor. Push down through the left foot, take the left arm up, rotate. Bring the left hand down. Step back to plank pose. And then lower the knees down. We're gonna do a little hip work, so grab your blocks. Stack your blocks on top of each other and then take a seat. Let's warm up these hips. So this is a yoga squat, but I like to call this the yoga for golfers squat because most of us cannot get our bums on the floor. So you may need 2 blocks or 3. However, you can get your bum down and your heels on the floor. So the important thing is you really want the heels on the floor here. So bring the elbows to the inside of the thighs, palms together. Pull your chest forward, lengthen. So think about nice long back through the neck. Now, push your Knees into your arms into your knees. Slight tuck of the chin as you lengthen through the back of the neck. And then see if you can start to bring the thumbs towards the chest. Good, release. Fingertips to the floor. Now rotate to the right, reach the right arm behind you. And then exhale, come back to center. Switch sides. So inhale, rotate. Now imagine, keep pushing your knees out to the side, so open through the hips. Come back to center 2 more times each side. Last time on the left. Good, and center. Okay, so now bring your hands back to the center of your chest. Start to lean forward, push into your feet, lift your hips. And then toe heel your feet, hip distance apart. Little bend in the knees, bring your hands to your hips. Take an inhale. Exhale, firm up the low belly, lift the chest, come all the way up. Good. Okay, grab your straps. So this is like my favorite twofer. Call this a twofer because it's a hamstring stretch and a chest stretch. So bring the strap behind you. I'm just going to turn. So we're going to come into a wide leg forward fold. Feet are parallel, maybe even your toes point in a little bit. And I want you to pull the strap. So roll the shoulders open, pull your strap apart. Take an inhale. And then exhale. Imagine you're folding over a table. And then hands lift any amount. So back stays nice and straight. Notice where the weight is in your feet. See if you can bring the weight to the middle of your foot. And then let your head hang. Maybe the gaze can go up to the belly button. Good. Bring the hands to the small of the back. Release the tension in the straps. Soften the knees. Inhale. Firm up the low belly. Exhale. Lift the torso. Come all the way up. Good stuff. Okay. So we're going to stay in our forward fold. Bring your blocks in front of you. So if your hands don't quite reach the floor, that's why blocks are handy. So again, we're in this forward fold. Hands on the floor of the block. We're going to do that rotation again. So inhale, rotate your chest to the right. Take the right arm up. And exhale. Bring the right hand down. Switch sides. Inhale, left arm up. Good. Do that 2 more times each side. So focus on the rotation. Imagine trying to turn your belly button to the side. So inhaling, arm up. Exhaling, center. Good. Coming back to center. Turn the heels in. So heels turn in. Hands to your hips. Soften the knees. Exhale, lift the chest. Bring your hands to the center of your chest. And then go ahead and sink down. So come into goddess. Think about opening the knees. Good. Bring your left hand to your hip as you inhale. Take the right arm up, lean over to the left. And then switch. Right hand, right hip. Inhale, left arm up. Good. Keep going with this little side bend as we work through the hips. One more time each side. Ooh, awesome. And then push into your feet, straighten your legs. Wow. Walk your feet back together. Okay. Let's work our way into tree pose. So let's start with the left foot down, hands on your hips. Float the right knee. And then exhale, take your knee to the side. Bring it back to center. Inhale, open. So right here's your balance. Come back to center. Last time, inhale, open. Pause here. So land the sole of the foot on the calf. Maybe the big toe stays on the floor. Bring your hands to your center of your chest. And then when you're ready, add the arms. Good. As you bring the hands back to the center of the chest, bring the knee up, forward and up. We're gonna work hip flexor strength. So grab the shin, draw your knee into your chest, release your hands, hold it there. Do that again, inhale, lift. Release your hands, hold it there. Last time, so draw the knee up, release your hands. Good, step your feet together. Give your legs a shake. Okay, switch sides, hands on your hips. Little bend in that right knee, float the left knee. And then exhale, open left. Inhale, center. Good, two more. So if balance is a challenge today, it really doesn't matter how high this knee gets, as long as you're opening the hip to the left. So this last time, hold it here, and then sole of the foot lands on the calf. Maybe the big toe stays on the floor. And then when you're ready, add the arms. So play around with your hands so your hands can come together. Maybe interlace your fingers, just the index fingers point up. But check in with the shoulders. If those shoulders sneak up to your ears, keep the hands apart for now. Good, bring the hands back to the center of the chest. Sweep the knee forward. And then bring the knee into the chest. Interlace your fingers across the shin, draw it up. Release your hands, hold it there. Good, do that two more times. So working on building strength through the hip flexor by holding the leg up here. Good. Last time, draw the knee up and then step your feet together. Ooh, give your legs a shake. Awesome. Make your way down onto your mat. And bring your legs out in front. Inhale, take the arms up and overhead. And then lower your arms to chest height. Exhale, hinge forward. And then come on back up, stack shoulders over hips. Do that again, hinge forward. Stack shoulders over hips. Hinge forward. Let your hands come down to the floor. So back is still nice and long. I'm just gonna shift here. So we're trying to bring this top rib closer to the thigh. Toes are flexed. If you can reach the balls of the feet, you can go ahead and do that, but hands on the floor is just okay. Good, then relax your feet. Let your head round down towards your knees, your calves. This little passive forward fold. Just breathe here. So I can feel this all the way down my spine to about my shoulder blades. And then slowly start to roll up. Good, and then bring the left sole to the inside of the right thigh. Bring your right hand to the inside of the right leg. So flex the right foot, rotate the chest, and then inhale, take the left arm up. Oh, lean over to the right. Good, inhale, lift the chest. Bring the left hand by the left hip. Push into your feet, lift your hips, and then reach your right arm behind you. Squeeze your glutes, push your hips forward. Good, and then exhale, bring the hips down and switch sides. So kick the left leg out, bring the right sole to the inside. Bring your left arm inside the left leg. Turn the chest, even get this right shoulder over your right hip. And then inhale, right arm reaches up. And at some point, maybe we can grab our big toe. I don't think that's going to be possible in my lifetime, but it's important to have a goal. Inhale, lengthen. So come on up, bring the right hand by the right hip. Come into that modified wild thing again. So push the feet into the floor, lift the hips, squeeze the glutes. Reach your left arm behind you. And exhale, lower the hips down. Good. Okay, we're gonna do our boat pose, because what yoga for golfers class is not complete without a little bit of ab work. So a couple options. Bring the ankles together. Hands can come behind the thighs. So this is option one. Option two is you float your feet, hold the thighs, keep the chest lifted. Option three, reach your hands out toward your toes and breathe. So pull the belly button in, keep lifting the chest, squeeze the ankles together. that. Ooh. Good job. Grab your blocks. Bring your blocks back by your hips. Cross your legs. So bring your hands on your blocks. So we're going to try a little low ab exercise. Roll the shoulders back. And then you're going to press into your blocks, squeeze everything, lift your feet off the floor. And then exhale, lower. Try that again. So inhale, prepare. Think about lifting up through the low belly, and then exhale, press into your blocks, lift your feet off the floor. Good. Change the cross of your legs. Let's do that 2 more times. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift. And lower. Last time, pressing in your blocks, lift, squeeze, and lower. Whew. Okay. Keep one block with you. Come onto your backs. And then take the block, tuck it between the thighs. We're going to come into bridge pose. Bring the feet, knees are bent, feet are to the floor. Bring your heels close to your bum. And then I want you to hug your upper body with your arms. Push your forearms, your wrists, your palms into the floor. As you inhale, prepare. And then exhale, press into your feet, lift your hips. Squeeze your block. Take one more inhale, squeeze the cheeks, squeeze the block. And then exhale, lower your hips down. Okay, we're going to do that again with the block. Inhale, prepare. Exhale, firm up the low belly, press into your feet, lift your hips. Option to interlace the fingers, and then roll your shoulders under, push your wrists into the mat. Good. One more inhale, release the hands. And then exhale, bring your hips all the way down. Okay, set the block to the side. We're gonna come up into one more bridge pose. So this one, we're gonna try something new. If you find you're getting a calf cramp, just hold regular bridge or come out of it. So inhale, prepare. Exhale, lift the hips. Now, lift the toes. So lift your toes so you're just on your heels. Push the forearms and wrists into the mat. Bring the balls of the feet down. Now, pop up under your tippy toes, so lift the heels. And then lower the heels down. Come back to bridge pose. Stay for an inhale. Hold for an exhale. Inhale, squeeze the cheeks, get a little higher. And then exhale, lower all the way down. Good, draw your knees into your chest. Let's do some circles with the low back on the mat. And then change the direction of your circles. Keep the right knee drawn into the chest. Take the sole of the left foot to the floor. Bring a little movement into that right hip socket. Drawing the knee out to the side, crossing center. And then kick the right sole of the foot up to the ceiling. Bring the interlace behind the back of the thigh. Start to draw your thigh towards your chest. And then exhale into figure 4. So right ankle, left knee. Give your knee a bit of a push. So option to stay here, or you can float the left leg. Take the interlace behind the back of the left thigh. And make sure if the left knee is lifted that you're pushing on your right thigh with your right elbow as you draw your knee into your chest. And then maybe you add the waggle, that little shift of the knees from side to side. Find the sticky spot in your hip and hang out there for a breath or two. Good. Release your left foot to the floor. Cross your right leg all the way over your left. Take your arms out to the side in a T, and then let your legs fall to the left. Twist. Inhale, draw the knees back to center. Uncross your legs. Bring the left knee into the chest this time. Bring a little movement into that left hip socket. And then kick the left sole of the foot up to the ceiling. Take the interlace behind the thigh. Flex the toes. Relax your chest, your shoulders, your jaw. And then as you exhale, take the left ankle to the top of the right thigh. Figure 4. Option to lift the right leg. Add your waggle. And then lower the right foot to the floor. Cross the left leg over the right. Take your arms out to the side in a T. And then let your knees fall to the right. And then inhale, come back to center. Uncross your legs. So we're going to finish with banana asana. So extend your legs long. And then walk your feet over to the bottom right-hand corner of your mat. And pause. And then reach your arms up overhead. If this feels comfortable, maybe you can start to walk your shoulders over to the top right-hand corner of your mat. Keeping this left shoulder and left hip on the floor. So if you're rolling over onto one side, take a little bit less of a side bend. And then option to cross the left leg over the right, or maybe it feels better to cross the right over the left. And then maybe you can actually grab your left wrist with your right hand and get a little deeper. Send the breath to the side ribs. Breathe into the left side of your body. Good, and then to come out of it, bring your arms down by your side. Uncross the legs if they are crossed. Walk your feet back to the middle. And then bring your chest back to the center of your mat. Take a mini Shavasana. Allow the spine to reset. And let's go ahead with the other side. So take your feet over to the bottom left-hand corner of your mat. Keeping that right hip grounded. Take the arms up overhead. So if there's shoulder issues and having your arms straight just doesn't work, put a little bend in the elbows. So cactus your arms. And then play around with the options for the ankles. Again, maybe you feel really good on this side and you can grab your right wrist with your left hand. So if you're a right-handed golfer, typically the right side is a lot tighter. As we coil, we turn and rotate around that right side. So maybe that means you spend just a little bit more time stretching the right. Just a couple more breaths here, breathing into that right rib cage. And then bring your arms down by your sides. Bring your feet back to the middle of your mat. Bend your chest. And go ahead and settle in for final Shavasana. So take your feet a little bit wider than your hips. Take up some space. Arms out to the sides. Palms can face up or down. And maybe a little roll of your head from side to side feels good. Releasing any tension we have accumulated in the neck. And then bring your head back to center, to stillness. Close your eyes. And see if you can stay here in this shape for 10 breaths. Once you've finished your 10 breaths, gently roll over onto one side. Coming into the fetal position to stay there for a breath or two. And then when you're ready, go ahead and make your way back to standing. And we'll finish with our rotational test. Give those shoulders a little roll, a little shake. Then raise your left hand, just to shoulder height. And then turn and open to the left. Come back to center. Good, switch sides. Wonderful. Thanks for joining me today.